guys and dolls, welcome back to my channel. It's another wonderful Wednesday, and today I'm excited because we're back again in the spirituality series. So this is where you get a piece of your Zen, where you learn about African spirituality, and where you just find your center, where you get centered and you get refocused and you are reminded of who you are. You are reminded of where you come from, and you take that knowledge and you do what you will. You structure your life accordingly. You have more of a compass because you know exactly where you're from, you know what decisions to make, and these decisions, of course, should be the ones that edify you, the ones that mean something to you, because you shouldn't be living life according to someone else's compass, according to belief systems that have been dumped on you. I think knowledge is very important, although a lot of people don't believe that, and they say, you know what, whatever I was taught is what I'm going to believe, and I have no room for questioning. I have no room for exploring anything else. I'm just going to stick with what I've been taught because it works for me. It's not like they've explored other things to see what really works for them, but this is an opportunity for you to explore, to really explore spirituality, to explore self. Grab a pen and a paper if you will, or just bring your interest and a good listening ear, and let's get this going. So, animism. So contrary to popular belief, animism is not a religion. A lot of people would say, oh, it's indigenous religion, it's African religion, it's a Stone Age religion, it's a religion that's been practiced from time immemorial. It's a primitive way of seeing the world, etc. I'm more inclined to leaning towards the primitive way of seeing the world as opposed to seeing it as a religion. It is not a religion, okay? It's not an African religion. African religions, organized religions, have their names. African organized religions have creation stories, have all these things, elements that structure it as religions, and that has been practiced from generation to generations. Animism, however, unlike a religion, is a belief system, okay? And it's really global. Yes, every single area of the world has its own brand of animism, has very little things here and there that maybe make it unique. So the Druids in the United Kingdom had their form of animism. The Vikings had their form of animism. The Native Americans had their form of animism. Africans have their form of animism. Okay, Asians have their form of animism. So it's not really unique to Africa. It's just we have our own brand. So animism is this belief that every being, every entity, everything has a spirit. Everything has a soul, has a spirit within, a God within. Okay? And there are special people or entities that are able to communicate, with each other. So there are certain people that understand and can speak to and can discern the spirit of stones, that can discern the spirits in the skies, that can discern the spirits in the birds, in the water, in the elements, okay? And so with that comes a reverence. So if you put yourself away from this global system we live in right now and kind of see yourself in a more primitive, for lack of a better word, society, a more agrarian society, where literally you have to depend on nature to survive, and nature depends on you as well to survive and thrive. It's something that all the entities, everything has to work together. So there is a reverence for the stone, for its existence. It's here for a reason. It carries something with it. And so there is a reverence for it. There's a reverence for plants. There's a reverence for animals. There's a reverence for all the elements, okay? Because you need these things to work together in harmony for everything to survive. So you don't cut a tree randomly because you feel like cutting trees. No, you cut a tree down if you have to with reverence, understanding that this is a life form, there is spirit within. What is your use for it? What is its function? How does it serve the grand purpose? So it's a way of looking at life, knowing and understanding that there is God within everything. That is really what animism, the core system of what animism is. And to have a better understanding is why I said remove yourself from the current system we live in, where it's so self-serving, so selfish, so self-centered, in the sense that humans are number one. And even within ourselves, we don't necessarily see a God or a reverence within ourselves, right? We seek it outside through these modern religions that teach you monotheism, that teach you that there is one God, there is one system, and this is how you work it or whatever. So, you can cut down as many trees as you want, you can, destroy the land if you want, you can pillage it, you can, not finish your food if you want, which is like crazy. You can, cut, vegetables down and put it together in a plate, cut, kill animals or whatever, put it together on your plate, eat half here, eat half there, dump the rest. Like, all that is almost sacrilegious. It's a lack of sacredness. You don't throw food away. You cut down a plant. You took life. You don't take life to throw away, you take life to give life. Do you understand? Yes, of course, these things are biodegradable, but you take life to add to life, to embellish, to bring life, to give life. So if you cut from a plant with reverence, you eat it, you nourish self, body, and spirit. So that's where all that reverence comes in. That's where mindful eating comes in. And if you haven't watched my video on mindful eating, which I will expand on as part of the spirituality series, you can look at the spirituality playlist, or you could just look at the video that I did last week, but I'll put it at the end so you can refer to that. But that's where, mindful eating is a part of it. It's a mindfulness, it's a thought process, it's a belief system that you need to be mindful and respectful for all beings and entities around. And this is the core foundation if you want to really understand spirituality, okay? And like I said, it's fundamental within different African religions, but it's not unique to Africa, okay? So don't confuse this with a dogma, or don't confuse this with an organized religion and set of rituals and all that, okay? That's where religion comes in. That's where animism transfers into sets of, religions like Ifa, so Yoruba religion, like the Kwifos of Cameroon have their religion, like Ordinani or Emenala, which is an Igbo religion. And you have to respect all the different life elements. You have to respect and pay reverence to all living things, all beings. This also takes me to my my core belief. As when I was growing up, I had this belief system that, and I truly believe in this, that everything you believe in, you give life. Doesn't matter what it is. Every single thing that you believe in, you give power. You give life. You give life, and it becomes true for you. Which is why certain people, when they say, I don't believe in witchcraft, or I don't believe in this, or I don't believe in that, they don't feel that fear. It means nothing to them. It says nothing to them. It speaks nothing to them. It's almost unreal to them, to the point where a lot of these things do not affect, like a lot of the elements and spirits to surround these things. Do not affect them. Okay? I always say, if you believe in a stone, you give it life. But what I never really understood is that the stone already has life. But it's up to you to acknowledge it. The ancestors that have passed have life. These spirits are real. But if you do not acknowledge them, if you do not bring them into, if you do not pay the libations, if you do not acknowledge them, they are unreal and untrue for you and do not affect you, do not embellish you, do not add or contribute to your life, do not make you better, do not make you worse. So at the end of the day, you need to believe these things for it to work for you, for it to manifest for you, okay? So within animism, if you do not believe in the spirits that have transcended into the other life, then they don't work for you. If you do not believe in the spirits of the rocks, if you do not pay reverence to the spirits in the skies, they don't work for you, okay? And so there are people that literally understand and speak with these spirits and are more in tuned with them, at like Dibias and whatnot. People have different names for them, for these people, and they pay so much reverence and they're so in tune with the spirits of the earth and the spirits around them. Some can speak and understand more than others, certain elements more than others. Some understand the elements of herbs. Some understand the spirits of the water and the elements of the water. Some understand and speak with the spirits of ancestors past. Some understand and speak with the spirits of animals. And so people come to them, they pay reverence to these spirits, and they understand the workings. They understand that, okay, thunder is here, the animals are doing this, blah, 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 that means a tsunami is coming. This and that is happening, that means this is coming. Like, they understand and they're really in tune with it. But if you do not understand this, if you do not pay reverence, if you do not call on your ancestors, if you do not pay mind to the animals around you, to the plants around you, don't pay reverence, they mean nothing to you, then they will not work for you, period. I've always believed it, but the only thing I never truly understood was the fact that they all actually really do have life. So it's not just like, has something to do, of course, with mind over matter, really understanding and really paying mind, spirit to these things, but it's also a fact that these elements have life. The Gombas in Cameroon understand this. So growing up in my dad's village in Mancon, there was this place, I think, called Ngo, where they were like huge, like out of this life stones, and they were so magnificent and awe-inspiring. And I felt even before I was told that these rocks and these stones have spirits within them. But what about the rocks and the stones and the earth and the plants are not so grand and, it's bigger and larger than life, that you feel the spirits, so to speak, right? So, but they all have spirits and elements to it that you have to pay reverence to, okay? So the underlining fundamental part of understanding spirituality, especially African spirituality, comes from understanding animism. If you don't understand animism, then we really can't go forward in this series. So I really think that that's the fundamentals. I hope you have gotten enough from this and you understand what animism is. If not, drop a comment. If you want to add to this, do drop a comment, okay? And happy to get this discussion going in the comment section. Until next week, I've been your host, La Chichi Mambo, for Pop Salt and Pop Culture.